Hey, what's up, everybody? Hope you're all having a great day today. Welcome back to the channel. Today's topic, we're going to be going over Dispatch. I'm personally excited to make this video. I absolutely love the game, beginning to end. Of course, there's definitely things that I would have added to the game personally, and some things that, in my opinion, would have made it a little bit more in depth, but we'll get to that. But first off, we're going to go over basically why, in my opinion, the game is one of the best, probably in the top 5 of what came out this year. So the first half of this video is going to be more of a review, and then towards the second half, end of the video, we're going to go over some of the things that I wish they would have included, some of my thoughts for the potential of a season 2. So when we get to that point, obviously there's going to be spoilers in the video, so for those of you that haven't actually played the game, I'll let you know, give you about like 5-10 seconds to, get out of Dodge, because I get it, don't want to ruin the story for you. That being said, why is the game amazing in my opinion? Well, a lot of factors between the voice acting, the characters, the story, the bits of gameplay that we get, and the choices. I think they did an amazing job at blending all these elements together just to make something actually unique and fun to experience. Definitely a lot of props to them for being able to make another superhero universe that doesn't just feel recycled. That's pretty hard to do in my opinion, because we got Marvel, we got DC, you got Invincible out, The Boys. That's just tip of the iceberg stuff. So with each respective universe, obviously you have so many different super able people who have all diverse abilities across the board. So to be able to come up with something that's unique and fresh, and even be able to kind of take inspiration from those other other places such as Marvel and DC, but be able to still make your character fresh and appealing and not just be like a knockoff, is absolutely amazing in my opinion. I don't think that's a very easy thing to do for a lot of us when it comes to creating our own individual thing. It's hard already not to copy, and then you get into something so saturated like the superhero market, and you're actually able to make something intriguing and new, or able to take an idea that's already been used and just put like a twist on it, a spin. Great example, one character, Flambe, this isn't a spoiler or anything like that, but he's like the Human Torch, controls fire, he can engulf his entire body in flames and fly, so a lot like Torch, but instead he's got more of this narcissistic, I'm the best kind of attitude, which of course Johnny Storm, he's got a bit of a like, hey, look at me kind of attitude, but Flambe definitely does a little bit differently. He truly does think he is the best, no one could touch him, he's ignorant, he's narcissistic, but he's also a hell of a lot of fun to get to know. And so that's just like one key factor to me that really made the game stand out, is the fact that it still felt unique. So again, kudos and props to them for doing that. 2, the voice acting, absolutely phenomenal. I think every character was just knocked out of the ballpark when it came down to bringing them to life with the voice acting. Because I think a lot of the time, apologies, allergies, trying not to cough. But I think a lot of the time, companies, these publishers, developers, and it comes to not just with gaming, it comes with any aspect of film, with shows, TV, they'll get big name stars or recognizable people, and sometimes it's not always like for the best. They'll take them because they know people are going to be like, oh, hey, such and such is, in this show, in this movie, in this game. I'm interested just based off of that. But they were able to get these big names to get that attention, but these big names are able to deliver in the aspect of giving a stellar performance with the work. Every single character felt unique, felt fun, actually felt like the level of passion and care was there for each individual one, which is absolutely amazing, because to my knowledge, 2 of them being Moist Critical and Jacksepticeye, aka Charlie and Sean. The 2 of them, I don't know if they've done any other work in the past for voice acting or not, so this is at least my first time experiencing them actually doing something like this, and in my opinion, I think they absolutely nailed it. Love those guys in general, and it's cool because to me, I feel like since they've been doing YouTube for so long, they're able to just jump right into this, and it seemed like, to me at least, that they've been voice acting for years. They've been doing characters for years. It was just like natural to them, which is awesome. I'm glad to see, and I actually really hope they actually continue to do more work in the future, even if Dispatch itself doesn't get a season 2, because I think they have a lot of talent for it, and that's just amazing to see. I love seeing people, branch out into new things and just become well known, not just for one thing, but for many others. Just cool to see someone succeed, in my opinion. But yeah, not just them though. Aaron Paul playing Robert absolutely nailed it. Loved it. He did a perfect, that perfect tired co-worker kind of voice, and it made you really feel connected with the character. The way he did the acting for him, I feel like the way he was able to convey Robert's emotions really nailed home for me, at least, because I think one of the biggest things when it comes to gaming, when you're playing these characters, you want to make sure the game, the player actually can connect with them and feel for them, which obviously that's a lot to do with the writing. But I think if the voice actor isn't really putting their time and passion into it, then just because the script is amazing, you got a bad voice actor, it's just going to be disappointing. So again, I think Aaron Paul did an amazing job at making Robert feel relatable with the sarcasm, the attitude, and everything. So again, kudos, props to them for their choices. Props to all the actors. Nailed it, knocked it out of the ballpark, and I hope to see them back, because I don't think Dispatch would really feel the same without them. I definitely feel like they have solidified their character for the future of the story. And of course, they could go a completely different direction, could just do something more with the Dispatch universe. But I think the potential for them to continue the story of this team specifically with these actors is, unlimited, basically. Just take some time and really, go over some potential stories. I think we could have a lot of cool plots and whatnot for us to experience in season 2. Now, the other thing, the animation, phenomenal. It's definitely different from typical Telltale games. I feel like Telltale games have a bit more of a comic book feel, or manga. This one, I believe, because in the early stages of Dispatch being created, it was supposed to be a animated TV show. So I think that's why the animation style is so different. And I think that's why some of the gameplay elements as well are unique to Telltale, because typically in the past with Telltale games, you have a lot of sequences where you control the character from a third-person perspective, so you can interact with the world and, say The Walking Dead, as playing as Lee. One of the first missions ever, you're walking around the gas station looking for batteries, looking for supplies. You have some quick time events that you have to rush over to save this character or this character from getting bit. So again, Dispatch was unique with that. We didn't get any of that. We just had the mini game where Robert, is obviously picking which hero to choose for whatever call is going on. But I think that was fun. I think they nailed that. I think that was unique. It was pretty addicting, in my opinion, to play, because there was a lot of satisfaction to getting the call right, to 100%ing it, or just getting it barely completed. You might have one of those missions where you were so confident in your choice, and then it turned out, oh shit, there's a pretty good chance I'm going to fail this. So yeah, to me, it was exciting. For it to be basic, it was a hell of a lot of fun to listen to the dialogue of the team and get the choices right. And then you have the hacking minigame as well, where you have to, complete a hacking sequence within an X amount of time, which to me was a lot of fun. A couple of them were stressful. They were a bit fast-paced, which I appreciate. I wish we would have more of that, but it was cool. But again, with the animation, I think the animation was an absolute treat to experience in a Telltale game. I would definitely love to see more of that style, going forward with different, stories, different companies coming up with their own. That being said, doesn't mean I don't love the other ones. I absolutely love each Telltale game. I love the uniqueness of their art style. So I'm more of I guess I kind of have a preference in a sense to the style that Dispatch went with. But that's just me. Some of us might prefer The Wolf Among Us or The Walking Dead style or The Batman. Whatever it is, something for everyone, right? But yeah, I think again, just to reiterate, the uniqueness of this animation for this game probably stemmed from the fact that it was supposed to be a show and it got turned into a Telltale style game, which I'm glad it did. I think as a show itself would have been absolutely stupendous still, but the fact that we actually got to make some of the choices ourselves and actually get a chance to see multiple endings, pretty damn fun in my opinion. I like choice. I like the diversity. Makes it interesting. Keeps you on your toes. The overall story, absolutely, just stupendous, phenomenal. Start to finish, I was not bored a single bit. There wasn't a single moment where I was like rolling my eyes, saying, "Okay, come on, like let's get to something exciting. Let's get to something juicy." No, I think every individual moment, every individual scene, second, whatever you want to say, was an absolute treat to experience. Just looking at the detail of the setting or listening to the dialogue, no matter if it was just a quick little witty one-liner or an actual, pep talk or whatever it may have been. I think it was intriguing. I mean, I don't really know what else to say except it was intriguing. I don't want to give, obviously, I don't want to dive into the spoiler part just yet. A few other things I want to cover, but just for those of you that haven't played it, if you're looking for a unique superhero experience with an amazing storyline, this is it. You get to make your own choices. You can make Robert how you want him. Do you want him to be uplifting, positive, neutral? You want to make him just a downright negative jackass? You can. And to me, I think that's just a hell of a lot of fun. If you've never experienced a Telltale style game, I think Dispatch is definitely a perfect opener for you. It's a lot more laid back compared to some of them. It's not as intense. Granted, of course, the choices still matter, and there are those intense sequences. But again, it's not like The Walking Dead, where one choice, one little mistake, and now a character's dead. It's not that intense. But again, it still gives you a damn good understanding of what to expect from future experiences with Telltale games. But yeah, again, the story, absolutely stupendous, absolutely intriguing, not boring whatsoever in my opinion. Again, the uniqueness that they were able to bring from their own superhero universe without making it feel, redone or just a retell of like another, story that happened in Marvel or DC or even Invincible. I think they did an amazing job. So again, overall, guys, I don't want to make this review part too long. Just know this game is amazing. It's got amazing art, visuals, animation, however you want to say it. The storyline is, intriguing from start to finish. It keeps you on your toes, throws you for a lot of loops, twists and turns. The voice actors put their heart and soul into these roles. If you appreciate that kind of thing, well, there you go. Right away, it's something for you to love and enjoy. And the gameplay itself is addicting. Don't obviously don't come into this expecting anything really complex or diverse. It's just simple dispatching, figuring out like, okay, I know how this hero operates. There's certain skill tree might be better for this situation or that situation, and a simple little hacking game. Granted, yes, they can be intense, but it's still pretty laid back and just overall fun to experience. Now, with that being said, that's basically going to wrap up the review portion of things. I don't want to make it too long. So for those of you that have not played the game, if you don't want spoilers, I'm going to give you about 5 to 10 seconds here starting now, and then I'm going to continue into the later half of the video. But yeah, hopefully so far you guys are enjoying it. Like I said, I'm excited to make this video. I had a hell of a time with Dispatch. I played it a few times through, and I'm even thinking about playing it again. I really enjoy picking anything I play or watch apart. I like rewatching it, replaying it, and looking for details I didn't notice the first 3 times that I played it or watched it. Just something I like doing. Alright, so now to get into the later half of things. Spoiler people, hope you're gone. If not, well, at this point, it's up on you. Okay, so I'm really hoping that Season 2 happens, and I think Season 2, in my opinion, has already been in development longer than they've let on. I think it's already been planned or maybe even been worked on since the game dropped, And what I mean by that is if you are playing the last mission, you get to the last 5 minutes, obviously you've defeated Shroud, you've defeated Sonar, Coop, whoever you chose to kick off the team in the third episode, I can't really remember which one it was. But, everything is said and done. You've seen your ending, yada yada yada. But you still get in the top right corner, you get the team will remember this. Coop will remember this. Sonar will remember this. Courtney will remember this. And it's like, what does that matter? To me, when I saw that, I was like, okay, that's just like an indicator that there will be more to these characters. There will be a continuation of their story. And the way it's been set up, in my opinion, they've already been working on season 2. Now, I could be wrong. It could just be a bug, or they just put it there as like potential. But I don't really think that's the case, seeing as according to their Instagram, Twitter posts and whatnot, they were really saying like, oh, well, we're pretty sure this is just a one and done thing. We don't really have any plans, but maybe we'll see what happens if people really love the game. I think they're just being kind of coy with us, in my opinion. Kind of feels like they were trying to they're trying to keep our interest, basically, in my opinion. They're trying to make it to where we're in the dark as long as possible. So that way the excitement around Dispatch continues. People, we get more people to buy the game itself and continue to get people to maybe look for Easter eggs or details that might give away the fact that they're in production of a season 2. Now, again, I could be wrong. I hope I'm not, because in my opinion, what the hell was the point in having these characters remember anything that just happened in the last 3 minutes of the game if there's not going to be a season 2? That's just me. I really hope we do, because I think there's potential. I think if they choose a canon ending, I'm going to have to go with Shroud being arrested, sent to prison, Robert not actually killing Shroud, Courtney not turning back to villainy. I think that's how they could continue the story. Obviously with Shroud, maybe a new bad guy, or maybe they could put a twist in it, maybe someone that maybe one of the characters, maybe Courtney's been playing the long con. Maybe she's, a hero now, but she's still a villain. That would be pretty interesting. And during the release of season 1 here, I think by episode 3 or 4, a lot of people were calling for more diverse romance options, which I would like to see too. I think for a game, that's something I'm going to get into, but just really quick, for a game that offers a lot of choice or claims that, there's a lot of choice that you control the narrative, the fact that we only got 2 choices for romance, I think kind of really hindered the experience. And then we had the devs even making a lot of posts saying, well, maybe you're just making the wrong choice. Not just saying yeah, no guys, you're not getting these options, or yes, they are there. They're just kind of leaving it open, not saying there isn't, not saying there is, which, in my mind, I get it. It creates traction. It gets people, grabs their attention, makes them want more, makes them stay on that edge of the seat, looking and really paying attention to the choices and the dialogue to maybe get the opportunity to maybe romance a character that they want to see Robert with, which is cool. I get it. Kind of a low blow in my opinion, because, hey, just be open and honest in my opinion. That's just me. So with that being said, when it comes down to this being a Telltale game, or Telltale style, obviously choices were there. But compared to other Telltale-oriented games that I've played and experienced, it definitely felt kind of lacking. I felt like some of the choices didn't really matter. They mattered, but say the quick time events, even if you messed up, it's not like it changed anything significantly. At most, it showed Robert get hurt for a moment, and then the normal sequence would start playing. So if you 100% nail each and every single one, it's just a smooth, seamless experience, kind of like making Robert look like he's fucking Batman. That being said, that's not the only problem I have. I really wish that there would have not just been more romance options, but I wish there would have been more choices when it came to everything, every little interaction. For instance, when you're choosing to kick Sonar or Coop off the team, I wish there would have been an opportunity to actually fight to keep both of them. but it would have had to be under like very specified conditions. And that's what I mean. I feel like it was kind of lacking in the choice area. But again, that's something that they could improve upon. Doesn't ruin the game, in my opinion. It's nothing bad, nothing negative. Just saying, hey, in the future, maybe add some more choices, add some more interactive gameplay elements. For sure, make the episodes. I want to say, everyone, I definitely hope that they make the episodes longer in the future. I don't know about you guys, but I definitely felt like they were kind of short, especially for it to be a $30 game, if I'm not mistaken. What was it, $30-$40? I think the episodes could have maybe been like 15-20 minutes longer each, just to add some juicier content. I think that would really help for season 2, especially if there is a more diverse cast of romance options or just choices in general. So that way there's just time, you can just put in as much detail as possible to really get all of us like engaged with the story in the game. With that being said, that's basically all I've wanted to say. There's not much else to say. The game was absolutely stupendous, in my opinion. I know a lot of other people, have absolutely fallen in love with these characters, this game. And I really look forward, regardless of whether or not we get Season 2 of Dispatch with Robert and the Z-Team, I really look forward to seeing what this dev team comes up with next, because I know whatever it is, it's going to be an absolute treat. But yeah, with that being said, that's going to wrap up this video, guys. Thank you for watching. Not sure what the next one's going to be, but, sure it's going to be fun, or at least I'm going to have fun making it regardless. But till next time, guys, thank you for watching, and I hope you guys have a great day. Peace.